Happy Sentinels Tuesday, everybody. I feel like we've been having a lot of losses recently, so maybe we won't have to deal with that as we move into a new month. Yeah, because this is the first game for February. With the new hero, it is the Servant of Wrath, another creepy monster hero from Lobotomy Corps, created by Zarami and Crow. I really don't know what to say about this one. Here's the magical girl version, which at least is a little bit more reasonable. On the back of the box says a hero that followed justice as much as she could until she met the Hermit of the Azure Forest. Thinking she had made a true friend, she ended up trusting him too much, which ended up in the Hermit coming to the land that the servant protected and destroying it. In a sense of wrath, she attacked relentlessly, just blaming herself for believing she actually made friendship. Servant of Wrath can help by trusting their allies, or even the villain, to give global effects or even bonuses to her allies. So in the test game, she laid down a lot of damage, and it was pretty cool. She's going to be fighting Choke Point because of Letters Page, assuming that Letters Page happens this week. I hope so. We here at Sentinels Tuesday, by which I mean me, wish Christopher very, very well in his health problems. Alongside Drift 1789, Haunted Fanatic, and Target Pseudo. They'll be fighting in Definitive Megalopolis, again, because Letters Page. Speaking of definitive things, this is the official Haunted Fanatic variant, and I had previously made a Haunted Fanatic variant. People remember that. She is still around. She's just called Fanatic Spirit of the Season now with this horrendously garish holiday font. But that's all of that. We have started Choke Point off with 2 of her ongoings just to be nice to her. Here we go. Material Upheaval. There's no equipment cards, so everybody basically take 4. And if turn sheet's the highest for 3, that will be the Servant of Wrath. Let's start with Out of Sync. That's always a good place to start. And then we discard the cards from the top of her deck till she discards an ongoing and play or draw it. It's nice heritage. Let's go ahead and play that. Well, actually, no, because I got no ongoings in hand. Draw a card. Fanatic will play the Aegis of Resurrection. Her power is Holy Unholy. Fanatic deals a target and herself X irreducible infernal damage each, where X is 1 plus the number of times you've used this power. So she will hit Choke Point. And herself for 1. That's 1 time she's used the power. Draw a card. Let's see. Pseudo will preserve self-image. And then I'll play Group Battle Shifter, which I'm basically going to use this now and never again, at least until Kinetic Looter's gone. So yeah, increased damage he deals by 1, play Clobbering Arms, hit her for 3, draw a card, end of turn, hit her for 3 more. Servant of Wrath will start off with Set the Stage. First time each turn a villain target deals damage to Servant of Wrath, another hero target may deal the source of that damage 2 melee damage. And once per turn when Servant of Wrath would deal damage, they may redirect it to the non-hero target with the highest HP. Which is good because her power is Ek! Servant of Wrath deals a target 3 melee damage, then it deals a non-villain target other than herself 2 melee damage. So she hits Choke Point for 2, and then hits, we'll say, Pseudo for 2, except we'll redirect that to Choke Point for another damage. Draw a card. Megalopolis plays the Legal Expert. Everybody draw a card. Choke Point plays Empowered Self-Repair. I was afraid she would do that. She heals 5. She hits the non-villain target with lowest HP for 5 energy damage. That's Fanatic, who is restored to 10 but loses the Aegis. It's a good thing I played that. That target was not destroyed, so she does not heal back to full. End of turn, she hits Drift for 3, reduced to 2, and that's it. Okay, now let's play Knight's Heritage, because I can also play Future Focus with that. Power, let's discard some stuff. It's out of sync, so we'll draw that and draw a card. Fanatic's going to play Divine Focus, and then she'll do 2 damage to Choke Point and 2 damage to herself. Draw a card. Start of Pseudo's turn, discard a card and hit Choke Point for, well, just 1, but 1. Pseudo will play Mind Over Matter, and then with his power, let's discard a card, shuffle that into his deck, and he deals a target 2 psychic damage, make that 1, draw a card. Servant of Wrath plays Destructive Poison. First power is destroy a target with 3 or fewer HP. Power 2, destroy an ongoing or environment card, destroy this card. We're going to go ahead and do that, get rid of Kinetic Looter, and destroy that card. Draw a card. Megalopolis plays Impending Casualty. One player may discard their hand to draw 2 cards and destroy this card. Oh, right. We're also discarding cards for Divine Focus. I'll keep all of those. And this comes out, so yeah, Fanatic will go ahead and discard her hand and draw 2 cards. Oh, good. I got a Prayer of Desperation. Alright, start of Choke Point's turn. Let's discard 1 more card and hit her for 1 more damage. That's it for that. She plays Newfound Power. Great. It's Kinetic Looter. Everybody put an ongoing face down in the villain play area. Put that into play. Destroy an equipment card. Do I have any? I do not. Okay, she hits the highest for 3. That is Pseudo, who forgot to hit her for 2 at the end of his turn. That's it. Drift step, I'm going to shift right 1. She deals a target 1 radiant damage. Draw a card and I can play a card. Let's play Attenuation Field. Draw a card and I can destroy an ongoing card. This time I'm going to get rid of Augmented Energy Field because that's kind of in our way. Power. Throwing Shard. Awesome. Put that into play. Draw a card. Start of her turn, we will let Divine Focus go, and Fnatic plays Prayer of Desperation, and that's her turn. That's not bad, though. I think let's go ahead and mess around with her. Try not to think about it. What's the least bad thing she could play? We have no equipment out right now, so maybe something that cares about that. We'll put a Shocking Animation on top of the deck. Power. Discard the top card of his deck. Ooh, it's a shape, so I can shuffle it back into his deck and hit her for 2. Draw a card. I forgot to have everybody draw cards at the end of the environment turn also. What the hell? Servant of Wrath will play Codependency. A villain target deals a hero target 1 melee damage. How about Servant of Wrath? A villain target dealt damage to Servant of Wrath, so another hero target may deal the source of the damage 2 melee damage. We'll have Drift do that because she's got +1 damage dealt. Okay, I guess making it Servant of Wrath means that only she deals the damage, but that's fine. Servant of Wrath and that hero target deal the source of that damage 3 melee damage. And then we'll go ahead and use her power again. Hit Choke Point for 3. Hit somebody else for 2, except redirect it to Choke Point. Draw a card. Megalopolis plays a floating monorail. We could probably kill that. Yeah, it's probably fine. Everybody draw a card again. Alright, Choke Point flips, so now she's got -1 damage dealt by everybody. Shocking Animation, there's no equipment cards in play, so that just goes face down in her play area. Okay, who do we want dealing full damage to her? Forgot to have Pseudo hit her. Let's have it be Pseudo. Destroy that card, and she gets the highest for 5. That is Drift, who takes 6 and will shift left. And that's it. Let's do Impose Synchronization. Draw a card. She's blue, so I can pick a target and reduce damage dealt to it by 1 till the start of her next turn. How about Servant of Wrath? Shift left. Perfect, that's what I wanted to have. So I'm going to go ahead and use her power again. Her base power. Ooh, Transition Shock. Yes, please. Draw a card. Fnatic will Brutal Censure the Monorail, and then hit it and herself for 3. Draw a card. Alright, Pseudo has very little to do right now. Telepathic Coordination. Everybody draw 3, discard 2. And then we will discard the top card of his deck. Also a shape. He's got 4 shapes in his trash. Shuffle those into his deck. 5 psychic damage to Choke Point. Draw a card. End of his turn. 3 damage to Choke Point. Servant of Wrath will play Grrrr. These are some real card names here. Servant of Wrath deals any number of targets 5 melee damage, and then she deals X hero targets other than herself 2 melee damage, or X's number of targets dealt damage this way. So let's hit Choke Point for 5, reduced to 4, and then she will hit Brianna Hawk, who is immune to damage by hero targets, for nothing. Power, hit Choke Point for 3, and then 2 melee damage to the monorail, taking it out. Draw a card. That's pretty cool. Megalopolis plays a hostage situation. A player may discard 2 one-shots. I think we can do that. Drift's got it. Destroy that. Everybody draw a card. Oh, you know what? She actually should have gotten that card of Pseudo's back. I forgot that's how Kinetic Looter works. She plays Stripped Resources, destroy environment cards. Oh man, she eats Brianna Hawk. Sad face. Let's go ahead and destroy Servant of Wrath's card. Oh, except it doesn't matter. It goes back into play. And she hits Servant of Wrath for a grand total of 5, which means someone else can hit her for 2. It doesn't matter who, it's just going to be 1 damage. Okay, Destroyer's Adagio. One player may play a card now. How about the Servant of Wrath? She'll play Acidic Sludge. Whenever Servant of Wrath would deal damage, you may change it to Toxic. Increase toxic damage dealt by Servant of Wrath by 1. Shift right once. Power, Throwing Shard. Target gains 2 HP. How about Fnatic? Let's see how long we can keep her in the game. Shift right twice. Transition Shot goes off so we can hit Choke Point for 1 and Drift for 2, which means you can actually shift left as well. Draw a card. Undaunted, and then Fnatic will hit her for 4 irreducible infernal damage. Draw a card. 1 more hit and she's dead. Let's bait and switch again. Yes. We will put Stripped Resources on top of the villain deck. Power, let us discard a card. No shapes left in his deck. Hit her for 1. Draw a card. End of his turn, he hits her for 2. Servant of Wrath will play Wrath. Increase the damage Servant of Wrath deals to the non-hero target with the highest HP by 1. First time each turn Servant of Wrath is dealt damage, she deals the source of that damage 2 melee damage. So now she and somebody else can hit the source of the damage. Speaking of which, I think the -1 is gone. Hit Choke Point for actually 3. And then we will redirect the 2 damage going to Fnatic to Choke Point for actually 2. Oh yeah, and we can change both of those to Toxic, so 2 more damage on top of those. And she's the non-hero target with the highest HP, so 2 more damage on top of that. Draw a card. That's a lot of damage. This may be a short game. Megalopolis plays Bank Heist in progress. Somebody has to skip to their draw phase to get rid of it. Well, unfortunately, that's not going to happen because she's going to play Strict Resources and eat it. End of turn will destroy one of the hero cards, which she re-eats. She hits the highest for 6. That is Pseudo. That's it. She is giving us a run for our money a bit. A bit. Drift Step. Shift left. Can't hit her. Won't do Transition Shock. Drift regains a hit point. Draw a card and I can play a card. How about Attenuation Field? Draw a card. And destroy Kinetic Looter, finally. Jeez. Power. Throwing Shard. Let's heal Fanatic for 2. Shift right. Hit Choke Point for 1. Hit herself for 2. Not shift again. Yeah, just go all the way right. Draw a card. Let's see. Fanatic's doing 5 damage with this hit, so we will grab Absolution. And I'm absolutely going to use her base power. 5 irreducible infernal damage to Choke Point, 5 to herself. Draw a card. Okay, Pseudo, do you have anything to do, though? Not really. He will discard a shape and shuffle it into his deck and ping her for 1. And actually, at the end of his turn, he takes out Choke Point. That's kind of weird. Yeah, so that was a short game. Let's take a look at the rest of the Servant of Wrath's deck, because I feel like we didn't see a lot of it. Hope. Choose 1. Choose a non-character, non-hero target. That target cannot deal or be dealt damage until the start of your turn, or destroy one of your cards. If a card is destroyed this way, villain cards cannot be played till the start of your next turn. Exactly. To be fair, Choke Point, and that's why I gave her the cards to start with, and it didn't matter. Ego Gift, or I guess EGO Gift. At the end of your turn, one player may draw a card, then they may discard a card. If they discard a card this way, reveal and replace the top card of the villain deck. Not useful in the position she's in gameplay, unfortunately, but nice for handing out card draws. Fair Judgment. Choose 1. Either increase all damage by 1 until the end of your next turn, or reduce all damage by 1 until the end of your next turn. Inner Wrath. Choose a target. Increase damage dealt 2 and by that target by 1 till the end of your next turn. Servant of Wrath may deal that target 2 melee damage. If damage is dealt this way, Servant of Wrath regains X HP, where X is the amount of damage dealt this way. Neat. Will of a Magical Girl. Once per turn, when a hero target will be dealt damage, redirect it to the hero target with the highest HP, then a hero target regains a hit point. Past Mistakes. Put a card in a trash into play. Servant of Wrath deals the target with the highest HP that belongs to that deck 3 psychic damage. If a villain card enters play this way, Servant of Wrath deals up to 2 targets 6 melee damage. That is a lot. Interest for Knowledge. And at the end of your turn, one player may discard a card. If they do, they may draw a card. Power is discard the top card of a deck. One player may play a card that shares a keyword with the top card of a trash. I like that. Intervene. Destroy an ongoing or environment card. If an environment card is destroyed this way, up to 2 players draw a card. If an ongoing card is destroyed this way, 2 hero targets regain 2 HP. Blind Trust. Play the top card of a deck. If a villain card enters play this way, 3 players may play a card or use a power. Wow, that's really good. That's pretty decent trade-off for a villain card play. And that's it. So, Servant of Wrath is a really good damage dealer. I like the fact that the splash damage is mitigatable. That's the thing that I always look for in a friendly fire hero. And you can find Servant of Wrath on Project Moon's Sentinels. You can find Target Pseudo on Sentinels Community Customs Classics. And that's it for this one. Thank you for watching. Thanks everybody who came to chat. As always, it was a pleasure to have you here. Tabletop Simulator with Sentinels Cauldron DLC. Project Moon Sentinels and Sentinels Community Customs Classics is not less great against products. Please support the official release and flip. My tea went cold. I'm wondering why I got out of bed at all.